Let the glorious battle begin. Geared up for victory. LG UltraGear Gaming Monitor. Numerous forces aimed at the Earth. Let the glorious battle begin. Geared up for victory. LG UltraGear Gaming Monitor. Numerous forces aimed at the Earth. Let the glorious battle begin. Geared up for victory. LG UltraGear Gaming Monitor. Numerous forces aimed at the Earth. Let the glorious battle begin. Geared up for victory. LG UltraGear Gaming Monitor. Numerous forces aimed at the Earth. And injustice. UltraGear gaming monitor. Numerous forces aimed at the Earth. Let the glorious battle begin. Geared up for victory. LG UltraGear gaming monitor. Numerous forces aimed at the Earth. Let the glorious battle begin. Geared up for victory. LG UltraGear gaming monitor. Numerous forces aimed at the Earth. Let the glorious battle begin. Geared up for victory. LG UltraGear gaming monitor. Numerous forces aimed at the Earth. Let the glorious battle begin. Geared up for victory. LG UltraGear gaming monitor. Numerous forces aimed at the Earth. And injustice. Let the glorious battle begin. Geared up for victory. LG UltraGear Gaming Monitor. Numerous forces aimed at the Earth. And injustice. Let the glorious battle begin. Geared up for victory. LG UltraGear Game.
Hello, guys, and welcome to the Rival South Asian Championship. We are in day 6, the last day of the group stage, where we'll be facing off with the number 1 seeds from each clan. Today's match is Lowkey Esports from the Ocean Clan versus Redox Gaming from the Cloud Clan. Join with me today is my lovely caster Apollonia. What's up, Apollonia? How are you doing?
Hi, Bishi. And yes, today will be Loki versus Redox, and that is going to be the Ocean Clan against the Cloud Clan. So I'm looking forward to this. We see we're already in the pick and ban phase. So coming from the side of Loki, there's a Mordekaiser, the Morgana, and Heimerdinger ban. Actually, I have no. Could you shed some light on this Heimerdinger ban? I've seen it happen against Redox.
Yeah, so
Someone in Redox plays this Heimerdinger.
I believe it's the AD carry Saber who does that in general. After Twitch Rivals, Heimer AD became a very Heimer bot, rather became a very popular pick. So they people just generally ban out champions that they don't know how to play against. And Heimerdinger is one of those champions that can be an obnoxious champion to play against. Probably that's why it's banned out. And the Mordekaiser against I Kill Van Gogh is a really good Mordekaiser. The Shen ban obviously against Lowkey Esports because they do not want the global pressure that the Shen can get, and that can be really annoying because the plan from Lowkey Esports when they played the last game was to attack bot, and if they do it again, it might just work out. But again, you see, again they were blue pick. They first picked the Caitlyn. That's a strong pickup up for Nightmare. Gives himself a stronger bot lane to play against. Will they pair it up with a Taric again? Is what we'll have to see. But on the other side, Saber gets himself the Kaisa in response. Kaisa does not have the best of laning phases, but I think if you are skilled enough, you can probably come out of that lane pretty much alive. So AD carry priority coming out from both the teams.
Yes, I'm really hoping that Redox takes this game and tries to redeem themselves. They didn't have such a lucky previous game against Exile. So coming out from their side, we see Kaisa and Vladimir. I like these two picks, Kaisa against the Caitlyn. She will do well in lane very decently. And Vladimir's an extremely strong pick, the burst damage. And I hope to see like the full composition will just balance these Vladimir and Kaisa picks with a little bit more CC. And that's a Rise lock-in. I like this from Loki.
Yeah,
Caitlyn Rise, and it looks like, is that a Renekton, Malphite?
my lord, Malphite would be a very interesting pickup, but the Vladimir pickup is honestly a hotly contested champion between both Ash and Savage. So the fact that Savage has gotten the hold of it first is quite interesting to see because Vladimir in the middle of the game can create a lot of havoc, but I feel the Ash does respond with the rise of his own. So both really good scalers in the late game, and this is going to be really interesting because now you have two mages or control mage, not control mage, but two mages in the bot lane with a lot of potential to do a late game damage. So definitely scaling towards team fighting and late game on both sides of on the team.
Yes, and that is a Thresh that will be locked in from the side of Redox. Kai'Sa Thresh bot lane, Caitlyn Leona. I think that's gonna be spicy. It's gonna be real spicy in the bot lane. I'm gonna call
Very,
it
very,
first.
very. Thresh is like a soft counter because he can flay away Leona's E, but for the most part, Leona has engages and can be a little tankier with her W, but explosive as well bot lanes. And this means that top lanes have not been picked, and this could be the first time you would see that Zhao Raven might get banned out because he preferably goes for the On, the Sion, and the Shen. And I feel if all of the champions do get banned out, what will we opt for is what something we'll have to see because we haven't really seen much of this Sri Lankan top laner apart from him playing these tanky champs that were in the meta. So I'm curious to see if Redox might just take the on for themselves or will they just ban it out? Because if they do, right, then I'm curious to see what Lowkey Esports will pick as their top lane pickup. Probably could be the Urgot, that's something they have fallen back to, or potentially could be something else. But you see already the Gangplank being banned out, so I Killed Vango also getting focused in the draft phase.
Yeah, so we have Loki and Redox. They've got their bottom lane sorted out, their mid lane as well. We can see the jungle and top lane picks coming out. From the side of Loki, I think it was wise for them to ban Mordekaiser and also now Gangplank. I killed Van Gogh. He has proven himself to be a very experienced top laner. Hopefully the net issues wouldn't be a problem for him this game, so we can actually see his real true skill again. And there
Yeah.
is the on ban, so
They
I
had
think these
to
are good
ban it.
bans from
Yeah,
from
they had
Lowkey.
to ban it because Red Side had first pick, so they did not want to give away the on to I Kill Van Gogh. So that's going to be a jungle pickup. So yes, they are waiting to counter pick their talk Apollonia. This could be a very interesting pickup. Let's see what they can do at this point in terms of what their top lane pick is going to be.
Yes, and then we see the Javan fall locked in, and now Jax. Is that a Jax we're gonna see? I hope it's a Jax, cause that's gonna be real good. So I'm guessing this Javan, from the side of Redox, they want that bit of early game pressure, and this Javan pickup is good because it will make up for the time that Vladimir takes to scale, and also for gives a bit of space for Kai'Sa as well. The ganks and engages are gonna be great. So we do see Maokai. I haven't seen Maokai in the longest
Oh
time. I
my
remember
lord,
his
a
scaling
Maokai.
is a
Yeah,
bit dodgy.
I mean, like Maokai is one of those picks that this has not been that strong and competitive purely because there are much better tanks out there. But with everyone getting banned out, to see him fall back to a Maokai, that basically shows Lowkey love to play their top side as tankiness. Meanwhile, there is a little bit of stream delay, guys. We are looking to fix the issue. Just do bear with us until we do so. I feel it should be fine right now. But damn, that Maokai pick up. There's a lot of things that. Can be picked up, and you know what, that's gonna be the Vladimir in the top lane, because Vladimir has a field day playing against him Maokai. That's one lane that even Maokai main say they cannot absolutely win. So Van Gogh smartly enough takes that Vladimir and makes it good in the top lane, and Syndra as a mid lane response to the Rise does really well in the early to the mid game, and Savage loves to play the Syndra as well. So that's a very nice switcheroo coming out from Redox Gaming, and this does round off the composition of Pulling. A lot of magic damage coming out right there from Redox Gaming. The Kai'Sa should be able to also provide some physical damage, but damn, that was a really good counter pick coming out from Redox Gaming.
Yeah, both sides have a really good balance of AP and AD damage. They also have a good amount of tankiness. I think Lowkey is just overall a lot more tanky compared to Redox, but knowing the current meta right now, if you are too tanky, you're going to lose out on that. And I think that's what Redox is doing. The previous team comp that they had in the last game they played, it was like, 4 melees, 3 of them were beefy, and it was so hard for their carries to put their damage out because it was their mid lane, if I'm not wrong. Um, Oh no, no, it wasn't the mid laner. Yeah, it was just really tough for them to put out the damage, and they were getting caught out. Now we can see a balance of melee and ranged champions. Full ranged, but Thresh is still a front line, so can Jarvan be. So I'd like to see how Forest would actually build his Jarvan. As for Lowkey, it's very safe team composition, and they can definitely gank so much quicker than Redox will. The Rise ulti, the Noct ulti, Maokai has teleport. There's double teleport on the side of Lowkey. So I think they're looking for that global plays kind of map control in the early game, rush to get the first tower kind of thing.
Yeah, and I agree. Last time when Redox played, they specifically, I spoke to Van Gogh post the game, and he said that they wanted to draft for early, and hence the Nectar pick in the mid lane and just trying to do what they could. But this time they have gotten back to their own roots. They realize, you know what, guys, let's just play what we are good at, team fighting compositions with a lot of scaling. And Lowkey esports are just about the same. But again, damage outputs, right? There are 3 damage sources on the side of Redox Gaming. So even when one dies, the Vladimir, the Syndra, and the Kai'Sa can do a lot of damage. On the other hand, though, it's just the Caitlyn and the Rise that will be putting out a lot of damage. Yes, the Nocturne will too. Having said that, Nocturne's damage is also something that we'll be seeing if, with a Zonia or something can be prevented. So it's going to be the Rise and the Caitlyn that you will look to be as the main damage dealers. So I'm really interested to see how that will play out in team fights. Yes, there's a lot of tankiness. Yet again, 2 strong front lines from Lowkey Esports with the Maokai and the Leona. But this time I feel like Redox's composition have what it takes to deal with it. So really balanced drafts in terms of how they are both playing. And I feel it's just a matter of execution and the early game. And I feel as if, Apollonia, both the teams have good early games. They make proactive plays. Synchro has roamed mid quite a few times. The whole of Lowkey Esports have come bot a lot of times. So they are not afraid to shy away to take these sides. And at the end of the day, it's all about execution. Who is the first one to teleport? Who's the first one to get a kill? I think that's going to decide this game, it looks like, because on paper, it seems like both the teams are pretty even.
Yeah, I was just having this weird elaborate thought on how Lowkey in the early game, where Nocturne would go to be able to get early ganks off. prior to 6, because for top lane, Maokai is not going to pack enough damage against the Vladimir. The escape is so quick. But in the mid lane, I think that's a great lane for him to focus. The Syndra. Bottom lane, it really depends if Nocturne's going to get counter ganked by Javan. So in this respect, when it comes to the ganking opportunities and how safe each lane is, I think the upper hand for this early game is actually, I feel it goes to Redox as of now. And we do see that we're going into the loading screen right now. And this is going to be exciting, the ocean, the cloud versus the ocean.
Yeah, cloud versus the ocean. Technically, clouds dissipate and they basically are the reason why there's water in the first place. So maybe, just maybe, the cloud clan might have an advantage here, or they just feed into it.
They dissipate.
I
What were you saying?
Yeah, I don't know. I always feel like comparing the elements and see which one would beat who. Essentially, they're all supposed to beat each other, but no one element is like super strong. Like I feel fire loses to water, but water cannot move mountains or some shit like that. I don't know, but I guess I'm just theory crafting on the side. So I
You're
think
very passionate about the elements, aren't you?
yeah, it's just been a part of the whole scene. Ever since I was a kid, as anime used to have them and all movies used to have them. So it's a really good funda that we did here by having these teams, giving these elements to them as clans. And, this is a fight for third place, Apollonia, right? So it's going to be up for a lot of pride for each team to not be the last to come in the clans, right? They want to make sure that their region or their clan is represented heavily. So let's see if we get an exciting game on our hands, Apollonia.
Yeah, I love to see the fire in each, like in all the teams, trying to fight and get the points and whatnot for their respective clans. And that is the customary pause. We all know this. Let's roll the drill. So before
Yeah.
we actually get into the game, before it actually starts, I just want to talk a little bit about the early game pathing, where what A slot would do or what Forest would do. So for me personally, if I'm looking at Lowkey, I would want A slot to focus mid in the early game and bottom if they can spot out where Forest is. If they can put in deep wards and know where Javan is so that A slot or Nocturne won't get counter ganked.
That's true. I feel where the J4 has left a lot of agency in the early game to be able to make these ganks. So it'll be up to Nocturne to be able to ward it out and see if he can passively get to his level 6 ASAP and then like to make a very big impact through his ultimate. So that's what something we'll have to wait. And just a reminder guys, you guys are watching the Rivals South Asian Championship powered by LG UltraGear, Zotac and Act Fiber. And if you want some great looking monitors at an affordable price, LG is the place to go. I'm totally not paid by them to make this endorsement. I genuinely like their products, so I'm doing it as we have some more pause time within our site. So, level 1 invades, do you assume anything might happen on either side of the team? Because Thresh can hook someone, Leona can stun, or do you just assume that these teams are gonna just fan out and not take a level 1 invade?
Yes, and we see that someone has actually bugged out because of their VPN and whatnot, but I guess it'll get solved. Hopefully, it's not like yesterday, where we had a really long pause time over 20 minutes. And that's just going to get really frustrating.
Oh,
So,
that's true. We shouldn't. Hopefully, we don't get that one. It just looks like it's a simple VPN reconnect because these guys are playing from different countries, and in general, there are some ping latent issues. If only we had our own server, Apollonia, life would be awesome. But
yeah, and we do see Vladimir has reconnected. That is good news, good news, good news. And I hope this game will go smoothly for I Kill Van Gogh. Last game was tough for him. I hope that this is one that where he can really shine and show the true essence of Redox. As for Loki, I'm looking forward to them and what they have, what tricks they have under their sleeve. I have not much knowledge about Loki,
yes.
but looking forward to this very, very
Yeah,
much.
if you want to have a look at Lowkey Esports Apollonia, it's gonna be the mid lane Ash. Even in the game that they lost against Storm Raiders, he was unkilled. He had the highest CS and one of the highest damage in the game. So this guy is not someone you can take lightly. But on the other side, Savage also has really high highs. I feel at certain times for Redox came in and can sometimes single-handedly be the reason why they win. So really explosive, really talented mid laners in the scene right now, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how this Rise versus Syndra matchup goes because I'm very curious to see how Ash is going to be able to match up to the Syndra who will have an advantage in the early to the mid game.
If I'm not wrong, I remember Savage loves playing Syndra as one of his like key champions. So it's going to be a tough opponent for Ash, but we'll see how it works. And we do see that Ace Lord and Xiao Raven. Wow, that's a very Chinese name, Xiao Raven. Xiao means small, so that's
Yeah.
kind of cute. But they will get spotted out by the ward, and it looks like Redox is trying to push
Ash
Lowkey
could be
out
in
of the
trouble, like,
jungle.
though takes a lot of poke, and that's not going to be good for him because it's too late for him to go back into lane. So that's a small advantage going over, and there's going to be a ward put by Redox to identify the start coming from Lowkey Esports. So slight advantage, I would say, going over to Redox saving in the early game with Rise's HP being chucked out to 150 already. So but it's going to be a simple bot side start for Lowkey Esports, but as Forest on Redox Gaming has opted to go for the red side start on that side. So look to just make a gank happen, or might just look to invade at this point. Because look at him, he's going towards the river. Could this be a mid lane gank to blow a flash? It looks like it could be. Ash might be in trouble. The EQ does land, and it's going to be a first blood coming out. Redox Gaming and DF Forest makes the gank happen, and that's a really smart play coming out by him.
That was a brilliant gank by Forest. Level 2, very quick. Rise did not expect that. The early harass by Savage was just brilliant. And it looks like Ash on the Rise has to burn teleport to come back into lane. Jarvan is looking for another opening. So far, so good for Redox. It's a great start that they have. And let's hope that, they can keep this up so that they don't lose their pace. No momentum is lost.
Yeah, that first blood helps out Forest so much, and it gives Savage so much agency in the point because there's no flash on Rise. He can play as dominating as he can because Nocturne ganks in the early game are not going to be much. A Rise can't even do much to set up these ganks. So Syndra has a really free lane for herself right now.
Exactly, and we see Raven on this Maokai pick. I haven't seen Maokai in a long time. I was under the impression that, his scaling was just not doing it. He was tanky, but there's no damage. There's a lot more other tankier options that will do more damage as well. And yeah, Raven seems to be fine, enjoying flexing the skins on the tournament account. I love it so much.
Yeah,
and it
Mukai.
Yeah, and bot lane just seems to be a bit of back and forth, And it looks like Jarvan will be looking for an opportunity. He is warding with the early sweepers lens. So, slow start. It seems like the teams, their plan is to take it slow, have that vision, and make sure that the ganks are well executed.
Oh, this is going to be difficult for LK Ash again. He has to run away. The stun does land. The EQ will be followed. Wow, they are just going to go ham in this. But I'm not sure if that's the best thing. Oh, it is. For what that's going to be the Rise. Has to go back again. And Forest just coming in the middle and setting up a camp. Knowing that the flash is not there. This allows Savage to potentially freeze the lane. And this just goes from bad to worse for Ash. And he was supposed to be the carry. But right now he's in a very difficult spot. And his jungler is just looking to farm out meanwhile in the process.
Yeah, wow. Oh, that was actually very, gutsy of Forest to do it.
Oh, and
well
Michael Vango steals the scuttle. The Nocturne was not able to get that. That hurts him quite a bit because that was a lot of EXP. If he gotten that, he would be really ahead in terms of EXP. But he still is, but not as much as he would have if he gotten that. That's going to be a flash and a hook that fails. A brilliant E, my lord, this is great. But why does Leona go 1v3 when he just evaded a gang? Has to die for no reason, I feel. Flash has to be blown. Heal is too late, Apollonia. And in spite of that really nice, disengage earlier, they still lose and Thresh gets a kill for himself. And Lowkey Esports might just not be on the same page, it looks like.
Wow, that was a mad mistake by Willy Wonka, but, he has to know that going in like that, especially with someone like Nightmare on Caitlyn, there's nothing that Caitlyn can provide to help that Leona come out of a situation like that. So she has to be careful. Leona is that type of all-in champ that needs to, you gotta calculate when you're going in. But that was just a really good opportunity that Forest finds. 2 assists in basically both points in the kill participation.
100%, 100%
Forest has
participation.
That.
Yeah, and
it's
that's
a good start for Jarvan as well because he's going to be able to do so much more with his items and all of that.
Completely agreed that the fact that he's able to impact so much of his lanes and get himself and his laners ahead is going to mean a lot, and that's not a good start for Lowkey Esports because you know what, this is, if one team gets a lead here, I feel they will have enough because both the teams are scaling, both the teams have a lot of team fight, and it's just a matter of goal difference. And in the early game, it looks like there's a 1,400 goal lead going in the hands of Redox Gaming. So they'll be in a happy spot, and a lot of it is in contribution because of that J4 who made the pre-level 6 ganks worth it. Can Ace Lord respond back once he gets level 6? He is trying to counter jungle the Raptors of Jarvan, so trying to be a little more up in CS, and that's what he is doing in terms of EXP as well. But in terms of gold, he is behind because first blood did go over to J4. And what do you think the Nocturne should do at this point of Apollonia? Just wait till he gets level 6 and then try to make a gank?
At this point, it's really too tough because Jarvan has that early lead. So it would be great if Ace Lord could just hurry farm up, get that level 6, try to look for some sort of opportunity in the mid lane or bot lane. But Forest right now, he's exerting dominance, so it's gonna be dicey for Ace Lord regardless. However, I like the fact that Ryze already has his tier. He is suffering, however, in CS, but he can start stacking this tier. It's good for him. Looks like Bengal will spot out Ace Lord. This is just
Ace
so
Lord,
tough for him.
yeah, he can't venture into the river anymore. Look at how many wards and vision control they have on the top river side. The whole thing is warded. There's no way in the world I Kill Vango is going to die at any point on the Nocturne, because of, if the Nocturne comes, he's going to be spotted out by a mile. And Forest will try to get his level 5 right now and will have to go towards his Krogs, and meanwhile Nocturne will also go to get his red. I feel once he gets his red, he will be in a position to get level 6. He is for level 5.5 at this point, so uh, that's not bad at all. Meanwhile, if you just look at the other laners, Apollonia, there's a 15 CS lead in the bot side for Saber and Synchro. Caitlyn will catch some of that, so it should even out, and both of them have come back with a BF sword. On the top side as well, Maokai is doing a really good job just farming it out, honestly. In fact, he's just 5 CS behind in that lane is good for him, and he, if he finishes the Spirit Visage, he's really not going to die to the Vladimir. Yes, the Vladimir will get free stacks and will scale up to be a monster, but Maokai will not be the person that he will be killing eventually in these team fights, and he doesn't even want to. Probably also go for the Ryze or the Nocturne or the Caitlyn, but that's a really good thing. Beefier front lines are important if Lowkey want to win these games.
Yeah, for Cell Raven, I'm actually surprised. I think Maokai is probably a comfort pick for him because he's doing really well, against a ranged champion. But once Vladimir does back, I feel right after this pause, he's going to go back, get some items. Maokai does have a Spectre's Cowl. He will be able to stand, but he's got to watch out because Jarvan is so ahead. If he just makes a good gank at top, I think it's going to be very tough for Lowkey because that will mean each lane they're all going to be suffering from this. I would like to also point some direction towards Jarvan, however. Forest decides to go for Barmies, the tank build and not the one-shot build. I think that is really smart because to one-shot anyone on Lowkey, that's not going to be possible.
Yes, and it looks like Nocturne will get level 6 fast because he's gonna get to his camps faster. But J4 is not behind as well. Once he gets his blue sword map, he will also get level 6. So in terms of EXP, even though Forest has ganked more and Nocturne has farmed more, it looks like Forest is just a few seconds behind in terms of getting that level 6, which is great for him. And LK Ash might be in difficulty, he has to go back again. Honestly, he's recovered what he could from that deficit. Can he look to get this farm before going? No, he just decides to back off, get more items, and then look to teleport back in the lane. So Syndra will have a huge advantage yet again in this game, and we do see Van Gogh disconnecting. I hope this is not his electricity going down yet again, because it did happen in the first time yesterday and it was a big momentum change for them. Hopefully it does not happen this time, as we do see a small disconnect happening.
Yes, I killed Bengal. So unfortunate, but
He
he's
reconnected.
reconnected. Yes.
Wow.
I'm just so hopeful. I just want these teams to have their time to shine and just play this game. Give us that
Yeah.
entertainment. But I really like that Savage and Saber. They're really on top of their game. In lane, they've got an assist each. They're in good standings. They're slowly building their items. Syndra should. By the time she's done with this recall, she should have at least half, like one completed item. That's like half of a full item. Yeah, pretty much. Top lane very even. Right now we still have the objectives up, which is a Mountain Drake and the Rift Herald, and it would be great if either team finds the opportunity to get this mountain, obviously for the buff, and the Rift Herald to get those early plates. Using the Rift Herald to get early plates, getting that goal for your team pre 14 minutes, it's such a huge advantage, and it gives you a great momentum throughout the game.
Yeah, and I just feel momentum swing is going to be huge. But the level 6 fights, we have not yet had them. We haven't had the big Nocturne ulti that hasn't come yet. We haven't had the Syndra ulti or the Kai'Sa ulti. I'm really looking forward to the first big level 6 fight. And I really feel if Redox Gaming get that fight and win it, it's going to be insanely good for them heading into the Dragon contest, because then they will have a lot of pressure. And Forest is just making sure, the jungle is his and his laners are ahead. So I think he's at a great game thus far, and completely giving props to him right there. And I can't wait. Teleports are up. Can we see another 5-man bot fight happening? What's gonna happen next? It really depends a lot on the next team fight, and I'm just, my hands are itching to see that happen. At this point, I want to see who plays that team fight out really well. Definitely, momentum and tempo is on the side of Redox, but things could change. One good team fight, like we saw it yesterday when Storm Raiders were playing Exile. One good team fight, one smart call to make Baron, and suddenly things just change completely in your favor. So that's something that we will have to look at it as well.
All right, and thankfully, Savage has managed to reconnect. I think everybody's in game will be starting very shortly. So just the recap of what's happening. It looks like Nocturne will be hitting 6 most probably after this golems that he's gonna take. Sorry, not golems, Crux. Oh my. Yeah, after Crux, Syndra's gonna recall to get her items. I think some big plays are about to happen in bot lane. Jarvan is also taking his blue. That's good. And we see R. Is that gonna be a start? I think it is, and not
R
yet.
is R.
Why they troll me?
I know you were waiting for the countdown, and they're like, "Wait, now." I guess.
Exactly, and it
I
left me
guess.
just hanging.
Yeah, they left you hanging. You know what? Ash has decided. You know what? I'll just do it. Let me just resume. Let's get on with the
All
game.
right.
I have a game to carry. Ash is probably saying to himself as he goes back and might look for a teleport, or I'm not sure. We are at 8 minutes and 21 seconds in the game, guys. Caitlyn is also farming up, gets her level 6 right now. Both AD carries have reached level 6. And yeah, let's get the party started, because look at J4 already level 6, hovering around bot lane. There is a pink ward, mind you, that might spot him out, and he's asking Synchro, bro, clear it so I can come and gang these guys. And Synchro, I think, is just gonna bait it by trying to tell lantern him out, but Leona Willy Wonka this time decides, you know what, I'm not gonna get caught out anymore, let's just play it safe. But look at this, Nocturne is also here. A 3v3 explosive fight is up for grabs. There is no flash on the bot side of Redox Gaming, and that could be the game changer. Look at the teleport. Lowkey Esports have thought this through, and how? And that's a brilliant teleport. And this is why Ash wasn't teleporting. But you know what? Redox Gaming are not going down without a fight, and eventually it's gonna be a 2-0. And my lord, Kai'Sa is almost dead, and Vanguard comes in trying to make a Hail Mary play, but here comes Zhao Raven preventing that from happening, and suddenly 2 kills go on the side of Lowkey Esports at the cost of 1. Yes, they are able to kill off the Syndra, but that's still a small advantage going over to Lowkey Esports. And the top lane wave will sadly not crash, so that's actually really good for IKIL Vango, that he'll be able to eat that juicy wave up if he goes to back down. But what do you think of those plays?
That was amazing. Maokai was ready to teleport in. I think they knew that Jarvan was there, and Lowkey had extra measures just in case. So Maokai was ready to come, and then it was Rise Maokai. They just followed up so well. 2-1. That's great. They didn't have a good early start, but looking at the goal difference, it's still all right. And Redox will secure the Mountain Dragon. Wow, we can see that the team synergy with Redox, it's there. But they cannot be caught off guard by Lowkey's strategies. They know what they want. Remember, we were talking about the globals, using their ultimates to have quick kills. If Lowkey keeps this up, this could pretty much actually be theirs if they just constantly catch Redox off guard, killing them one by one.
Oh, this is going to be difficult right now. The Thresh Q does land, and the flash was sort of wasted. He could just flash downwards, I feel, but he doesn't do so. And again, Redox Gaming with the 3-man invade, playing better as a team, showing why their synergy seems to be better off it, and they are able to get themselves a dragon and another kill. And suddenly, I am foreseeing a 1v3 gank happening in the bot side. Nightmare might be his own nightmare. It's a brilliant EQ and Q at this time. There's nothing for them to do but to run away, and that's going to be another kill. And suddenly, Redox Gaming with the 2,500 goal lead for themselves, looking super, super strong right now.
Oh, Redox. Wow, that was just 2 kills right off the bat. Now they're going to be able to take some tower plays, but it looks like Nocturne is looking to secure the Rift Herald, and Syndra spots him out and actually stops that. So that's really great control by Savage, and I think that's a mistake by Willy Wonka, but Forest did not manage to engage on her. Willy Wonka is safe, and that is 3 plates going down to Saber and Synchro. That's really good. Yeah, even their CS, they're keeping up if you look on the scoreboard. Forest right now is just setting the whole pace for Redox.
Completely, 100% kill participation. This guy, wherever he's going, is making it work, and I'm not sure what Willy Wonka is gonna do. Can he will play? The EQ was timed very nicely, mind you, but Saber has a red buff. I'm not sure. Oh, heal doesn't matter. Nightmare is like, you know what? I'm Caitlyn with 3 kills. Let me just get another one, and suddenly Lowkey Esports is bot lane showing up huge and getting a double kill for themselves.
Why they gotta do me like this? They just played so well, and then there was a mistake. But sometimes you can't get too cocky. You gotta rethink like, okay, they are actually coming back to lane. There's a possibility where they have more items and all of that. Like Kaisa is not really that ahead. Caitlyn still packs a punch. And looking at the team composition of Redox, if they can't reach that Caitlyn in team fights, it's going to be an issue. They have Maokai to be in the front. They have Leona. Nocturne cuts vision and Rise as, the last resort for getting to that Caitlyn. So, Lowkey, they are pretty solid. And we can see Raven's immense comfort on this Maokai pick. I think it's actually good because it's working out, for at least in this level of play.
That's extremely true, and now he's not even afraid to take trades. Look at this, he trades to him and nothing really happens. So Maokai is under zero pressure right now. In fact, might just be the first one to complete his Spirit Massage item. In terms of gold as well, he's actually pretty much even right now, and that's really good for him. But again, the Vladimir scaling is nothing but a pain for the other team as well. And Caitlyn gets her Storm Raiders and a pickaxe. So at this point, she's a lot stronger than the Kaisa, and Nightmare has proven to be a great carry for this team. Whenever Lowkey Esports have won, it's generally been on the hands of Ash and Nightmare. They are the main carries of the team, and again, this could be the game where they look to this Caitlyn to be the one to do the right damage for the team. On the other side, though, Savage is doing so well. Finisher Luden's Echo is 40 CS ahead, purely because of the amazing ganks by Forest, as well as just being there to pick up the farm. And Ash has just been on a slower downward trend, because look at the gold. 1300 gold deficit is the difference between the mid laners this far, and Rise will just take a lot more time to scale up.
Yeah, and it looks like Redox is trying to find an opportunity here in the bot lane.
Nocturne ulti comes as well. They're fighting under the tower. I'm not sure it's a beautiful Leona ultimate, but look at the way Saber played that. Beautiful. And Syndra's the first one to the gang. He jumps in, he kills him, he flashes out before the turret hits him. That was some clean as hell execution coming out either from the bot laner of Redox Gaming. And look at this. Flash stun lands, and Redox Gaming realize, you know what, guys, we are not going to let you come back with this lead. We are going to completely wreck your bot lane, and that's exactly what they have done. Get themselves 3 kills at losing 0.
Redox is just showing off all their mechanical skills right now. We can see that they're actually a lot more mechanically strong, and they're taking that to their advantage. They close down on kills so quick, aiming the same targets. The next dragon will be an Inferno, but we see Van Gogh here being cheeky with Raven, and Raven says, good, I'm not phased. It's okay. But it looks like Redox will be taking that Inferno Dragon, and this is going to be insane. We will know what terrain it will be very soon, and let's see what they're going to show. And it's the Cloud Winds Quicken. So the whole map is now under the Cloud Drake's curse.
And that's
is it
really
a curse?
good.
Blessing?
Yeah, that's amazing. 10% cooldown reduction. The fact that you get movement speed once you ultimate is going to be so huge for the Vladimir if he gets it. So huge for the Nocturne. So huge for a lot of these players if they're able to get the Cloud buff. And I like that this movement shows a nice catch. My lord, Willy Wonka has been one of the reasons why Lowkey Esports are still in the game. Those Leona clutch engages have been massive, and the fact that he picks up the kill is still good for him, but the fact they did get down Savage, so the game again, as and when Redox gets some plays, it gets responded to again by Lowkey Esports, and suddenly, like that's a good comeback in Lowkey Esports having some faith again. It's 16 minutes in the game. The goal lead is 3,000. It's a great goal lead, but definitely not game changing at this point. And if Lowkey Esports continue to make these fights happen, make these catches happen with Leona, then they will be in a great position to come back in the game. But still, driver's seat definitely on the side of Redox Gaming. And what do you think about the top lane island, Apollonia? 0-0-0-0-0-0. Both the top laners just looking to farm out, being even in CS, doing nothing else except just farm, farm, farm.
Yeah, top lane is just farming, but they cannot let that Vladimir just freely farm like that because he's going to scale into an absolute monster. Raven is getting his items. That Spirit Visage is really valuable against Redox because of the 2 AP picks in top and mid, and Kaisa is also kind of like mixed damage. So
yeah,
we'll see what happens here. Yeah, and it looks like Redox is trying to siege this mid tower. I think it's actually going to be successful.
It looks like it's going to be uncontested, and that's going to be the bot lane tower. Oh, this could be difficult. Forest trying to do. Ooh, survives. A little bit risky, mind you, but the mid lane turret has been broken, and that's more potency and agency right there for Redox Gaming to ward around the jungle, and Lowkey Esports suddenly losing a lot more pressure in the game. And at this point, do you feel it's time to let the Maokai out of the bag and just tell him come to mid lane and make some ganks happen, or are they afraid that because of Vladimir follower it'll just be worse for them? Because I feel the way the game is going, Apollonia, just looks like Redox is just taking advantage after advantage in the game.
Yeah, and it looks like Redox is trying to look for an opening. I think they want to secure this Rift Herald. It will be really great for them to take down more towers. So far, they've only got 2. I think that's fine, and it looks like they're trying to do the sneaky into Lowkey's jungle. They're setting up, they're really playing as a team. They've got a plan and they're trying to execute it, and if it doesn't work, they're going to change it up.
And now it's going to be the mid lane siege, but look at this, Redox Gaming are there. Can they run away? Yes, they are. They're looking to fight. This could be a horrible flank because Vladimir's on the side as well. What will Zauraven do? Nightmare is just in the middle of 3 people, gets caught out and will die, and that's just not the right place for them to run. Redox Gaming very, very good on the right close, and that's just going to be a kill, a double kill. Savage is going to be a beast on this Syndra, getting all the kills, insane CSing as well, and things are just looking really, really bad for Lowkey. So this could potentially be another Rift Herald or a Rift Herald going over to Redox, and this game is looking more and more of a one-sided battle, as it looks like Lowkey Esports might not be able to respond to this.
Syndra with a very cheeky Dark Seal, 7 stacks, sorry. That's great. I like it. That chance that he's taking. And so far, Savage, apart from that one death, he's just been doing great this game. His CS is the highest. He's just taking absolute control and trying to steer his team to victory. And that it will be a Rift Herald for them. And it looks like they're going to pop it at top. Baron will be coming up soon, and so will the next dragon, which will be a Cloud.
Yeah, so far it's just been Redox with the right catches, with Syndra stuns hitting people, and just using Thresh to be able to make these plays happen. And Lowkey Esports have just been relegated to farm duty and playing passive, because at this point they can't seem to make any plays happen. They try to make some plays happen, didn't work out, and Nightmare as well just getting caught out. When your main carry in terms of damage at this point is not able to survive at the start of a fight, you're never going to win that team fight. And it's just really, really smart plays coming out from Redox Gaming. Their loss from yesterday definitely irks them a little bit. In this game, they're as determined as ever to come out with a victory and make themselves proud. And they have been doing great so far in the hands of DF Forest with 100% kill participation. Has himself a Gargoyle Stone Plate with Sandazark. Is not going to die when these team fights happen, I'm pretty sure. So he's looking really, really good on his Jarvan as well.
Yes, I agree with that exactly. So Synchro clearing out the wards and everything. Just want to pay a little attention to Forest. His vision score is the highest. I think he's the MVP right now. Forest really set this game up for his team to win.
Forest is I agree with you.
See his hard work come through. It's really great. And low key, they're playing it slow. We can see that they're being cautious and they have not. They're not giving up yet. They're still trying to pick up the scraps and they're still trying to get those resources. Right now, I feel that they have to play around the Caitlyn because Caitlyn has a Storm Razors and on to probably gonna finish an IE very soon. So she's the main damage dealer, and Loki cannot afford for her to die very early in the team fights that will be coming.
I agree completely. And look at this right now. DF are they're looking to get another kill happen. The entire jungle now belongs to Redox game and they're stealing away the camps. They're trying to completely take out the vision. And they know that if Loki want to fight right now, they are not going to win it. So they are in a very, very, very great spot. None of their outers have also fallen down, man. Yes, they're all low, but there's a lot of standing gold available for Loki Esports to get that they don't have access to. And on the other side as well, yes, the Maokai is tanky. Yes, the Rise has an item finally, but it's not looking like they have any tempo advantage. And this could potentially be another Baron take coming out soon because the Kaisa also is now definitively catching up in terms of itemization. And the Syndra is just massively ahead right now in terms of gold as well. That's a nearly a 3,000 or 2,800 gold lead that the Syndra has over the Rise.
Yeah, and Loki hasn't been able to take one tower down yet. All the towers are low, we can see it on the mini-map, but they haven't managed to secure that gold for the rest of the team, and it looks like Redox is just stopping all their plans. So now they're doing this 4-1 with Van Gogh in the bot lane, which is great.
Oh,
He does have
Maokai
his
might be in
Protobelt.
trouble right now. Dives in 1v3.
Ooh.
There is a Nocturne ultimate, but why will they use it? Because he's just far, far too ahead. How Raven will be dead at this point, and just these pickoffs again and again are hurting Loki so much. With the main tank dead, could this be the way for them to finally do Baron because they have the scuttle control? There is a Nocturne mind you can look to steal it, but Forest is ahead in levels in terms of his smite has does more damage. Instead, they'll just look to get to the mid lane, and they haven't warded. And Forest going in, oh lovely EQ decides, you know what, I'm so tanky I can, but might not be the best play for them, but eventually they still are able to get the support right there. So Forest going in balls deep on that J4, knowing he has a stone trade to survive, and yeah, they get yet another kill and they blow the Nocturne ult. So that's not bad at all. Another pickup coming, but is that going to be enough for them to get Baron? It doesn't seem so because they all are quite low.
I feel that Loki just needs to get one fight, just win one team fight, get all that shutdown goal, and it just puts them in much more of a better place. But now losing two members, ouch. And as well as Baron is up, I think it's probably going to be GG for Loki, but you know, you never know. I don't want to assume too much, and that will be a pause, but it looks like the teams are asking if each other's ready. We're going to get back into it very soon. So looking at all the players, the CS scores and everything, Syndra, which is Savage, and I Killed Van Gogh, they're doing exceptionally well. And also, we can't forget that Forest managed to pace the entire game for them. And as for Loki's side, I think Nightmare right now, he's the key to help Loki, you know, pick themselves up and go further in this match.
Yeah, like Serap's Embrace is completed. The Rise remains unchecked in team fights, can also dish a lot of damage. But we haven't even spoken about the Vladimir entering. Van Gogh is just playing the best PvE game of his life because he's just farming at this point in time. Yes, there was one teleport, but he did not get much out of it. And he's just like, I'm gonna be the late game, insurance that Redox need. But they are doing so well in the early to mid game right now that they are around 6,000 gold ahead. And I feel Baron is a must-have for them. Once they get the Baron, this game is pretty much over, and it's up to Lowkey Esports to maybe find an engage with the Leona, because that's going to be the only way to get into the game, guys. So otherwise, it's looking really difficult for them.
Wait, are they actually not doing Baron?
They are low, I guess, so they decided to go back and get some items. But I do feel it is time for them to just do Baron, because they are 6k ahead. They need to be more aggressive. They decide to play it more cautious and safe. It seems to be the case, and Forest as well, just trying to counter jungle even more and trying to make the Nocturne behind. The Nocturne is still farming out, so not exactly that behind at this point. And the Rise has been sent to respond to the Vladimir at this point, which makes sense, for the Rise will be relatively okay farming out against the Vladimir, and Maokai has been just sent to catch up the wave duty in the top side.
Yes, and we see that Rice has finished stacking his Sarah's Embrace. I don't know if that's going to be much help. You know, he still needs a little bit more items, but is that a Banshees he's going for second? I don't know about that decision, but
Oh, look
oh
at this
my
yet
gosh!
again. And
Nightmare!
Nightmare has just sadly had a horrible last 5 minutes of the game. That's twice that he's gotten caught out and just pushing. And it's just mistakes like these that teams are punishing. And that's now called for doing Baron. Redox is like, you know what, Lowkey Esports, thank you for giving us that free kill. Now he's going to take Baron. And we know there's nothing you can do about it unless, of course, they realize that Jarvan does not have Smite. Oh lord, that's
Oh,
gonna be pure. Oh, brilliant stun by Savage, and Wonka is also dead. Maokai ulti is but to what? To no avail, it seems to be. And again, go back to ban, and this time it cannot be contested with the Nocturne just trying to do what they can. In fact, they don't do it because Forest still does not have Smite, so decide to back off. But I feel they could have just taken that 50-50 or essentially just killed off. And yet again, the balance sheet has been negated. The main win condition right now for Redox Gaming, they are not able to successfully get it even after getting two good picks. What do you think? Do you think they're playing a little too passive at this point, Redox Gaming?
oh wow! I don't know about you, but it seems that my client is massively lagging. But as of now, that was just an overall great catch by
Nocturnal is being
Redox. But
used and I kill
Nocturne,
Vango will die. That's a big shutdown. The CSing aspect of it goes over to the Nocturne. Vango did not anticipate that to happen at all. And Lowkey Esports are the one who now get a kill on their hands as well, with Banshee being completed as well. Do you foresee this game going a bit later? Because now the dragon is up and 10% cooldown reduction. It's gonna be Lowkey Esports who get the first cloud break of the game, and suddenly a small tempo shift happening, and Lowkey Esports are the one who seem to come out on top here, and they get a kill onto Van Gogh.
yeah, I think that was very unfortunate that they just managed to get the kill like that. They did get the shutdown gold off of Van Gogh. It did go to Nocturne. I'm not sure how that's gonna serve great, but at least Nocturne is not so behind. Because J4, he's a monster right now. Cinder Halt with the Stone Plate, building a Randuin's. Big oof. He's going to be hard to kill, and he's going to be a nuisance at this point. Thresh also has a completed locket. It looks like he's going to get a Zeke's Convergence next. This locket is going to be great. It's going to negate all the initial burst damage that Lowkey will try to put on
Oh,
from at least
Redox
like
have
one of the
started the
spells.
Baron right now, and then disengaged from it. Yeah.
I think they're sensing that
Yeah,
Lowkey
but look at
knows.
this. Lowkey Esports are smart enough to realize, you know what, guys, you do your Baron dance all you want, we're just gonna take the mid lane tower and then suddenly take it for free. And that's honestly a little bit of hesitation from Redox Raven. That's looking to be difficult. And Zhao Raven just goes in like a madman. I'm not sure that's going to be worth, but look at the Forest as well. Both of them go crazy. Teleport comes. This is Van Gogh's time to shine. Can he use the ultimate to do a lot of damage? Yes, he can. Look at that damage coming out right there. He's managing to kill one. He kills two. And this is the Vladimir that we all were fearing. This engage was started by Lowkey Esports, but it's actually Redox who are looking to finish it off right there. And it's gonna be a difficult fight with 3 people dead. Not sure what Zhao Raven can do at this point except just to run away. And Ash is doing what he can, tries to use the blast cone to run away, but here gets caught out by Savage on the Syndra, and that's just gonna be a complete ace coming over. Oh, never mind. This Mavka is not gonna go down without at least trying to be as obnoxious as he can be. And he will eventually die. That's going to be a nearly ace. Leona won by that time, so it doesn't technically count as one. But Redox Gaming finally get the fight that they want, and Van Gogh finally enters a team fight where he does a lot of damage. So
Redox is just killing Lowkey, outplaying them with mechanical skill at this point. Redox does secure this Baron Nashor, and that's just good for them. I think now they can look to close down. They can play 4-1. They don't have their TP up. IQ Van Gogh doesn't, so that's going to be a little bit hard on their end. But nevertheless, they have a 10k goal lead. That is so ahead. If we look at the goal differences, Syndra is on 12k while Ryze is on 8.7k. There's a 2k goal difference between every single laner, roughly, on average. So Redox, right now, if they lose this lead by falling to some sort of a quick engage by Lowkey, it's it's like such a low chance that that will happen, but if it does happen, ooh, spiciness.
Yeah,
That's what
and
I feel.
those double needlessly large rods, if they ever finish into a Rabadons, I feel the game is pretty much over. But with Baron on the side, finally Redox Gaming and Vladimir start to group up. They want to make the siege happen. Caitlyn turrets are there to prevent that, but it's gonna be not possible at this point. They are just so far behind. It's a 10,000 gold deficit on Lowkey Esports, like we discussed, Apollonia. And this is gonna be a mid lane siege happening. Is Forest gonna go in ham like he did last time, or is he gonna wait to see let the cannon minions do the job? And honestly, the cannon minions are doing a lot of damage because there's two of them in the mid side, and there's no way that they're gonna get cleared out. So it's really, really easy for them to just sit back and watch these cannon minion waves do the job and hit the mid lane in the middle.
Yeah, they're abusing that big empowered caddy minion. He's just knocking, chipping away at that tower. Syndra tries to make nothing really happens, but it looks like the Rise ulti will be popped. And here comes Maokai in the middle of nowhere, coming in with his
This
ulti.
is a crazy fight, and yet so far nobody has died. But you know what? It doesn't matter because it's actually Redox Gaming who completely annihilate Lowkey Esports as they get themselves an ace. A triple kill going to Saber. Has had a fantastic game. 24 out of 25 kill participation coming out right there for DF Forest, playing an amazing game. And this is going to be Redox Gaming making a statement in this game as they look to completely kill it off the Nexus and being a very deserving winners of this amazingly dominant game coming out from Redox Gaming. What are your thoughts on the way Redox Gaming played today?
Wow, GG, well played to Redox, a very deserving win for themselves. Lowkey, good try, good effort. I was glad to be able to see what they could put out today. Of course, better team wins, and wow, that was amazing. I think Savage played exceptionally well, but Forest is the real MVP. Saber did good. Everybody did well. Synchro was warding. Look at his ward score, it's 73. Synchro basically picked up so much at the end. And we're looking at the damage dealt, and that is Savage. Savage with the most damage, and Forest pacing the game, that was absolutely brilliant.
Agreed. Savage got that brilliant level 1 invade from Forest, level 1 gank from Forest that allowed him to just dominate, and his roams were faster and his damage output was crazy, and Saber as well did so well to dish out consistent damage for his team, and Redox Gaming just completely stomped them so well. They had played this game amazingly. All of the players from Redox Gaming have to be given a credit. You know, the Vladimir, when he finally came into the team fight, also did a lot of damage. So this is going to be it for game 1, guys. Stick back for game 2, and once we'll be back with another exciting game happening very shortly. So give us a few minutes and we'll be back in a bit.